Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how I made this card, which I'm calling a 5x7 pop-up vertical double easel card. So that's what it looks like from the top. And so basically you just pull these bits out like that, and they go in there like that, and it folds flat. So then the whole thing concertinas down and folds flat to fit in an envelope for a 5x7 card. So it's really very nice. I quite like the way it just tucks in. I also like the fact that we haven't got any stoppers. This is the stopper for the easel. So I do like that little feature. Obviously if you don't put gems on, it pretty much folds flat. So as long as you don't use too thick a card, it should go in the post. You've also got space on the back to write, and I forgot to put this in, but this is my piece of card, so this is going to go on the back here. And then I've got space on the back to write. So yeah, so that's how it goes. The papers I've used are from the Antonio Makes digital kits, the new ones, and this was from the Mother Nature pack, and it was called a Bright Bouquet. So yeah, so that's the papers. This was a Coca Rosa Studio die I got a while ago. So with the Antonio Makes, if you use my code Louise10, you'll get 10% off your order. And if you go to cocarosastudio.com and you use my code ICED20, you'll get 20% off your order for them. Okay, so yeah, so I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into it. Right, so for this card, you're going to need, now I've stuck some of my matte layers down already, so bear with. Let's put these away, these bits. So if we concentrate on the base card pieces first, you're going to need one big piece that is 7 by 9.5. I'm going to score that in a minute. You need one piece that is 6.5 by 7, and you need two pieces that are 2 by 7. These two pieces we don't need to score, so we're going to put them to one side, and then we're going to bring our scoreboard in for these two. Right, so starting with the biggest piece, the 7 by 9.5, along the 9.5 edge, you're going to score at 1/4 of an inch, at 1 1/4, 2 1/4, 7 1/4, 8 1/4, and last but not least 9 1/4. Okay, so that's that bit done, so we can put that to one side. Then you want to bring in your 6.5 by 7 piece, and you want to score along the 6.5 inch length, because the 7 inch is the height. So across the 6.5 inch length, you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch, at 1 1/2, 2 1/4, 4 1/4, 5 inches, and 5 3/4. Okay, so that's all your scoring done. So if we carry on with the piece we've just done, which is the 6.5 by 7 inch, what you want to do is, if we start this middle piece, which is the widest piece, I'm hoping you can see my score lines, but you will in a minute anyway. So in the middle of you'll have like 3 narrow pieces and then 1 big wide piece in the middle. So that score line either side, they're both going to be mounting folds. Okay, so you end up with kind of like an N shape, and then we're going to go valley and mountain. Same here, valley and mountain. So you should end up with that, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to put that bit to one side, and you're going to bring in your big piece. Okay, so when you bring your piece of card in, you want to make sure that you have whatever you want to be at the front needs to be facing up, and whatever you want to be at the back needs to be facing down. So this is what I want to be at the front. So we're going to do valley, valley, and then a mountain. So valley, 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 and then this is going to be a mountain. Okay, so that's that side done. So you're going to repeat the same on this side. So valley, valley, mountain. Okay, so now if you open this up, what you want to do on the inside here, take your ruler and a pencil. And I do this just because I want it to be central. So what you're going to do is you're just going to make a mark on this large back panel. This is actually 5 by 7, this piece here. It's 5 by 7. So what you want to do is make a mark at 1.5 and at 3.5. Okay, across that middle bit. Now this is just a guide, so when you go to stick this piece in, you know where it needs to be. Right, so now if we bring this piece in, we're going to need to put our mat and pattern layer on this first. So this measures 2 by 7. So you need a piece, whatever is going to be your centerpiece, and your mat. So in total you're going to need 3 of these because you have 3 identical pieces. So you're going to need 3 mat pieces that are 1 3/4 by 6 3/4, and 3 pattern pieces that are 1.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stick that onto there like that. Okay, so you should end up with that. So we're going to turn it over and I'm going to put red tape on these 2 pieces here. Now, one thing to note, you do not want your red tape, in fact this might, I think this will be okay. You don't want your red tape to go right to the folded line. You want to line it up against the cut line, and you want to make sure there's at least 1/4 inch gap, preferably a bit more, that doesn't have any glue on it. So I'm actually going to use my slightly thinner tape because this one I think is going to be a little bit too thick. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put red tape on, and as I said, I've done it closer to this edge and I've left a nice gap here and here next to the folded edges. You will see why in a minute. Okay, let me just work out which way around this needs to be. It needs to be that way around. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take off the backing. I'm only going to do one side at a time. It's easy if you use wet glue, but having said that, these are so springy that it's kind of not easier. Right, let's turn this around and bring in our card. And what you want to do is make sure that this bit at the top lines up with the top and this edge lines up with that mark there. So I'm just going to stand up so I can see. So I haven't got my head in the way, but I can see what I'm doing. So that needs to go there. That needs to go there. If you want to put a mark at the bottom as well to make sure you're definitely, you know, nice and straight, then you can. I'm going to wing it and hope for the best. I reckon about there is straight. Yep, that looks straight. Okay, so I'm just going to press that down, and then I'm just going to take the rest of the backing off and stick that whole section down. So you've got it stuck on one side right now. So now we're going to take the backing off this piece here. And then we're just going to make sure we concertina fold it all nice and flat. Okay, I'm going to stick that top bit so it's definitely stuck down, and then I'm just very carefully going to pull this away. Then I'm going to make sure, just press that down, and then that's your middle piece stuck. So you should end up with that. And then what you'll have is you've got like a bit of a gap here, because the idea is this is going to fold over, and that section there is going to tuck underneath there like that. And so that is going to be your like stopper for your easel part. I decided this was an easier way of doing it than actually making a stopper, because it makes it flatter. So if it just tucks in underneath there like that, and this tucks underneath there like that, then that just makes for a much, you know, a much easier card. So now we need to make our pieces, our panels that are going to go up here. So for this, you are going to need those 2 basic pieces that we spoke about in the beginning, which are 2 by 7. And we need the other 2 mats and patterns that we also spoke about, and they're going to go on there like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these down. Okay, so now what you want to do is either put red tape or wet glue on this panel here. So obviously not your 1/4 inch, but you're doing it on your 1 inch. Again, I do find wet glue a little bit easier because you've got more wiggle room time, but whatever you find easier. Then you're going to take one of your panels, and that's going to go on and butt up into that crease like that, and just stick down. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to turn mine round because it's easier to work on the right hand side. So again, just put some glue on or tape. And then stick your panel down. Okay, so that gives you that. So then where you've done your little valley fold here, you just need to just flatten it out a little bit so it will actually fit in there without popping out. And you also need to make sure you burnish that down. So that will go in there like that. And then the same on this side, just make sure you give it a bit of a crease. And then just get it in there. If you need to lift that centre section up, you can. And that is your main base of your card. So then we're going to go ahead and add our greeting. So I've chosen this happy birthday, which was from Coca Rosa Studio. Now, because of the width of it, it does stand up slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put it on some foam tape to stand it up. And then that way it'll hopefully stand clear of the sides here. And I'm just going to finish off with some gems. These are actually from Poundland, so they're actually on a strip. So I'm just going to peel off and put some up there and some down here. And there you have it. There's the 5x7 pop-up vertical double easel card. So I actually really like this. I just came, I don't know, I just had this idea while I was sat somewhere. But yeah, and obviously it all folds flat. So you just obviously take those out. They can go in the middle. So you see there in the middle, they can go in the middle like that. And then the whole thing folds flat. And the whole thing will fit in an envelope for a 5x7 card. So yeah, so that's the card. So I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. If you want to become a member, please do. It helps me out a lot. If you subscribe, it's completely free. Becoming a member isn't free. It's only $2.99 a month, though, to be a bronze crafty icicle. And there are some perks you get with that. So head over to my... Well, the link's in the description below, actually. So you can either press the little join button that's below the screen, or you can click in the link in the description below, and that should take you through. But a few people have problems on their Apple or iPad, but hopefully if you click on the link, you should be able to go through, hopefully. You can also buy me a coffee if you want to. There's a little PayPal link on the About tab and also on my header on my main channel, you know, on the main channel page. Mainly on PC, I think that is, but definitely on the About channel, on the About tab anyway. But yeah, so I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you another time. Bye!